Yo, what is really good? This is Real Wealth. It's my first video. What I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to show you some live charting. All right, now you see on my screen I have some charts on here. A chart on here. This is actually my prop firm account. You can see this is a real prop firm account. See how much I'm up in this account. My profit loss. I'm doing this just simply like to you know, really get out there and meet other people, show people that want to learn how to trade. We all have different ways of learning. We have different people we connect with. And so I'm kind of coming out here just to help people because most trading I've learned on my own, mixed with YouTube, mixed with when I was in like uh what is it called? Network marketing opportunity, on top of being in a lot of different discords. It's a mix, right? And so I just want to get on here and start really showing someone that's real, someone that still works a job, someone that is on the verge of making some real changes in his life. I'm a regular everyday person, got a family. So most people that y'all see on the internet, I don't always get to see the beginning on where they get to where they're at currently. And so I want to take people on my journey ultimately on this trading stuff. So yeah. So I have my top step account up here. Um, make that bigger. And so right here you see a bunch of numbers, you see the charts, got it on the hour, got some levels marked out of this is pretty much showing how I mark up my charts. I like a clean chart. I keep some when I put my levels out, I keep it on there a lot of times because I don't put too much. So at one point, this stuff at the top right here wasn't there up until the last, I guess, couple months or so, month or so. So, now obviously, when we were trading up here in this range, a month ago or so, so you can see. So you see all this white. This white is showing the number to the left and showing the contracts in total. The number to the right is showing that the price I took these contracts. I think it shows the arrows, yeah. So this shows that here I took a sell here, I took a sell here, and then for this 10 contracts in total, I bought here basically closing the trade because I sold. So this shows you the move I took total. All right. I pretty much trade. I'm a levels, supply demand. You got the liquidity sweeps, inducements, all the different, vocabulary that you can discuss with trading that some people know, new people may not know. I'm gonna mention all that different stuff. I'm pretty much I try to keep it as simple as possible, being that I'm a very much into levels, supply and demand trader. Um, uh, hey, babe, this is Trend. Um, I just want to show you guys like how I look at the market. Now, a lot of this on the left hand side, a lot has happened. I'm currently like injured, so this is shortly after my I think this is like we had a lot going on, so I was just taking crazy trades. I was a little erratic that day, just kind of had a lot going on during this time frame. So I personally you see a lot going on here. Lost a lot of money here. And that's why my count is 5168 because I made money and then I ended up being down like $900. And then I made 2000 August 15th, which is Friday. Today's August 17th right here. So, yeah, that was a couple days ago. I came up and that's how much I'm up in this account. So this is what they're showing. So like for instance, uh, here, I think same thing here. I took some trades, I ended up being down, and I was assed out. I'm not gonna lie. Made some poor trades. And so that's why with trading, a lot of it is mental. So when you got a lot of distractions, my youngest daughter, she just started preschool. So being home with her, she's a daddy's girl. She's always up under me. So a lot of times when I am trading, trying to like block her out, even when I'm in here, you might even see her at some point. She's asleep right now, but like she be up under me, and sometimes it could be distracting. And it's a test of your mental strength. Because I can trade and I've made good trades, but I've had some of my worst trades have been because I've been distracted. So that's one thing I'm always gonna recommend until you get so good to where you can fight through that um, those mental battles on your day-to-day life. You definitely want to make sure that you are distraction free, especially as a new trader. You don't want to get accustomed to making these poor decisions while you're trading. That's why a lot of so many because I was just starting to hop in. And another thing is when I'm in prop firms, I kind of trade a little bit more aggressive and I just try to get funded really quickly. I've been funded 4 times now, I believe. With Apex, Top Step, I've come to like Top Step a little bit better. Right now, I have just Apex. I lost my funded account literally last week because I did not pay attention to the maximum loss limit. I was actually about to withdraw, and I took like an NQ contract. It went negative like 500 and something dollars. I was cool with that because I knew where the market was going. And I think my maximum loss was because they adjusted based on when you start making money in the account. So it was like -4 something. So because I hit the maximum loss limit that was adjusted, I lost my account. So that's one of the negative things about prop firm. I'm actually thinking about doing a series of trying different prop firms, just to see really what the differences are. So, but right now, I lost multiple funded accounts. Honestly, something I learned about myself this year is that like when you for multiple years, like previous to this, like I lost funded accounts just because I think I just wasn't ready. And doubt, right? You doubt yourself so much because you like, I know what I'm doing, but then you like, oh, I don't want to lose the account, and so I failed a lot of the prop firm accounts. I'll probably say 10 times or so. And then this year was the first year I actually got funded with prop firms. And then it became easy because I really started to lock into my strategy, not listen to all the noise, not being so distracted with what's going on the internet. And which can really derail you and deter you from the way you like to do things. It's more than one way to trade. Everyone has their own way. But once you find your strategy, master that strategy, and then get a couple other strategies once you get really good, and then you have a nice little repertoire that you can work with in different market um, different cycles in the market, right? If it's extremely bullish, very bearish, a lot of consolidation. I trade futures personally. I also do trade options. Right now, I'm not trading options, but I was doing options before futures. But futures remind me of forex, and that was my bread and butter at one point. Um, so, um, all in all, I want to just kind of start with the market and how I look at it. So the market hasn't opened yet. I got it on the hour, but I typically start with a higher time frames. Although I'm a scalper slash intraday trader, um, I always go just to kind of see how the week is going, how the day is going, I like to look at the macro, then I look at the micro, right? I don't focus on the macro too much because I'm not swing trading, right? Usually you look at the macro, the larger time frames when you want to swing trade. So like here, I'll start the week just to kind of see how things are, right? So I'm looking at this. Hold on a second. I'm gonna take this off for now. Give me the second. I think it's in preferences. It show chart executions. Boom. All right. So save that so I won't see that. So I'm looking at right now the week. It's been very bullish, as per usual in the stock market. I'm looking at mini NQ. I find that it just works better for me. If you know anything about NQ, it's the NASDAQ. It coincides with uh uh NQ coincides with the NASDAQ, and I think S&P 500. Let's go with the E mini, right? The ES, I believe. So all in all, is that so? What I'll do pretty much, I start here just to see, right? We've been on a many weeks. We've been on a bull trend for quite a while. Okay. I'll look at these levels. If you see on the week levels, a lot of those levels I mark, it shows you that at one point these were lows here, right? This is going into July, right? So these are lows. See this candle here. See, this is a nice, um, strong bullish candle. And then they made a deep retracement here, right? Nice little retracement from here. Well, from 23, well, went from 23, 515 range. Is that a so wick here? I'm gonna take these off right now. Let's see. Let's just hide right now. I just hate remark. I have to remark stuff, so do that. I actually could delete that one. But oh crap, what the heck? I clicked the wrong thing. So let me go back. There we go. All right. It's kind of messing me up. All right, so you see this low. This is a nice strong bottom here of support right here. So traded deep into this candle and this candle, very bearish week here. Um, so hold on a second. This is in my way. Wait, this was, oh no, let's put this over here. So we're looking at this was around end of July. Made that bearish, traded that in 22,863 range. Immediate bull week from right around that's around my mom's birthday too. Immediate bull from this week all the way up, traded. Didn't touch this, but it went to this zone, opened up here. And then we're looking at it made all-time highs here. So let's look at this on a week. I mean on a day, sorry. Boom. All right, now you can see this makes a little bit more sense. So like I said, here into August, traded into here, a little sideways right here, right? Little sideways on the day. Boom, boom. Then it started right here, started showing some strong bullish. Um, Traded up, did a retracement into this particular candle, then traded up here, and then it made all-time highs and immediately rejected, right? Typically, when it makes all-time highs, though, you're going to see that, right? If you look at this all-time high, immediately crash, boom, burned, just crashed all the way down. Nice drop. Now, that's what you may see again. You might see these candles, wick, um, these wicks here, meaning it came up, then it came down, came up, came down. Closed here, right? Closed here around 23,798. That was Friday. I honestly think I wouldn't be surprised if it opens tonight higher and then drops some more, but it traded pretty decent into this candle. Um, so if you look at this swing high here, this swing low, traded probably about halfway into this candle. So being that I don't see based on the things that's going on into the market, I don't foresee a lot of large companies, Nvidia, um, uh, what else? I think AMD, Microsoft, a lot of these large companies, they push and move the S&P 500. They push and move the Nasdaq. So when you think about that, those companies doing really well. AI is the future, technology is the now, the future. And so because of that, that's things that's going to be in these particular uh what's it called? ETFs and stuff. And so when you look at this particular chart here, just think about I wouldn't be looking at it being bearish. I want to start thinking bearish until it breaks these lows right here. When you start breaking these lows, then you want to be like, okay, we might be on a downtrend. It broke these lower lows here. Right now, it's doing typically what the market always do, goes up and down, right? I wouldn't even be surprised if it gets comfortable here and trades here, or comes lower and trades right up into these candles and stays here for a little while and trades between 23.5 to like 23.8. My wife actually says she actually sees it coming down to 23.5. So you're looking at what, let's see. We're looking at right about here in this range. So I wouldn't be surprised. So from right now, that's about 300 points, a little under 300 points based on when the market closed on Friday. Absolutely. The way NQ and MNQ moves, that's nothing. I've seen it do 1,000, 2,000 in a day. So like it can move very easily that much. And so what I'm thinking it might pull up a little bit. Or maybe because there was so many sellers in the market, it starts to come down and then come back up. So we're going to see. I do think it might trade a little lower personally, just because it has to. It may want to trade more into these where it feels comfortable. So let me break it down to the 4 hour so we can see that a little bit better. So now these are gonna be 4 hour candles. Here we go. All right. So you see I had old buy zones here, which essentially I was right when I took these. Um, you essentially it broke here, it took off right up in here. So if you did buy here in this zone at this time frame, you were good. But when you look at the 4 hour chart here, look at the way these candles are structured, right? I told you it came here. So it traded pretty deep into there on Friday. I remember I watched it when it did that. 734 was the low, right? So, and then it traded here and then it kind of went sideways during that time frame. And that's one of them executions that you've seen. It was up in here in these candles when I took sales.
The market is open.
Oh, there we go. That's a beautiful. See, it's opening up. That was perfect timing. I love that. And this is exactly why I just said what I thought would happen. I thought it would most likely come up, then come down before, but you never know what the market really going to do. With experience, you can predict better. But personally, I look at Wix as well. Wix is a great way to figure out your stop loss and your TP. It's liquidity under those wicks. So a lot of times, like for instance, if say I sold it up here because I knew it was exhausted, it rejected pretty well. And you can just look at these top wicks, how they got lower, right? They wanted to sell off and retrace. And it wants to try and trade into these highs, right? This is a nice base level of I will take a buy here, right? Um, because obviously the market always has to trade, make a retracement, and continue up, right? That's just how it moves, ups and down, up and down. So it can come as low as here to 23.16 area, or what I think this 23.500 was a nice level of some support here, where that's a perfect buying opportunity. Okay. Um, and like I said, I think it can trade up and can go sideways because if you look at these levels, look right here. Sideways, sideways. It traded up in here, made a high, right? It tanked, right? Swept liquidity under here, and then came up here, retraced, nice strong base, right? And then took off. But once again, did the same thing here. So even though it's going up, this is an area to look for some sideways movement before it either go up or down. So just think about that when you guys are trading the markets these next couple of weeks. It's getting to the end of the month in the next week and a half. And so this week is important. I know unemployment claims and I think Fed rates and uh, they're gonna be talking on Friday. So it's gonna be another week with a lot going on. So just don't be surprised what the market does. Right now, price is at 23.84. Essentially, I mean, you can buy it from here and probably do a quick scalp. Um, so it just depends. This was a rejection on Friday, traded into here. So obviously, you can't go wrong with doing a buy here. Just got to be careful. I personally don't trade on Sundays. I like to see what the first overnight does, what the highs and lows are. I typically like to mark up the weekly high, weekly low, previous close on that last day, which is Friday on the before the new week. And then on Sundays, I like to see what it does overnight. You'd be surprised, like when the war, supposed war a few months ago was going on, you was hearing stuff on Sunday in the middle of the night and the market was tanking. Like in the spring when the market just was going downhill, like it was stuff, breaking news on Sunday night. That's why I don't want to trade on Sunday. I don't look at the charts on those time frames. I like the charts after. I'll do pre-market for Monday, like 7, 8 a.m. my time. I'm in Central Time, out here in Texas. So I'll look at that market to see and then look at, like I said, those overnight highs and lows. But I'm not looking at too much chatter and stuff that's going on Sunday in trading. I haven't really traded Sunday since I did forex pretty consistently. So I don't really trade Sundays. Doesn't mean I will never take a trade again, but I just try to be disciplined in my approach on how I do things. So I'll mark these highs, these lows, and just to see how things go. Um, so looks like on Friday, which is the 15th, we're looking at the high of the day was this right here. So we're looking at what's that? 23,958 was the high. Let me see. Yep, that was the high, and then this was the low right here. All right, 23,794. So that's a nice range to look at. That's 200 plus point range that you can see it trading into. So right now, like I said, you could have took a bow in the market open and made some quick money, right? Let's go down to the lower time frames just to kind of see. Now, this is where, as a day trader, which is what I consider myself, that's what I do. Um, One way you can know the market is different patterns in the market. You will hear this a lot. People trade it. I use it and it works for me with my supply and demand. I look at areas like I said, this is obviously a supply area where you want to sell it, right? It's the area you want to demand. One pattern that you might hear, especially newer traders, people that love to try to make it simplify it, is you see the letter M forming, like right here, a sell off, or the W. This is a buy, right? Happened perfectly right here and took off, right? You can even look at a reverse, uh, a bullish flag. You might see in some of these charts, this is a perfect W right here. But look at this. This is a bigger W. Look at that right here. It's an even bigger W. A smaller W, right? So these are little things you can start to see form. My favorite one to see is catch what's it called? Head and shoulders. Oh, I love those. I love catching head and shoulders setups because you can see especially in the larger time frames, it looks so amazing and you like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna prepare. And you use that confluence with knowing price action, knowing that it's exhausted maybe going up or exhausted going down, man, you can make a lot of money. And so right here, look at this. I said it was going to most likely buy, and market opens and it's going up. Those are just like a W. Looks like a W. And I know that's super simple. That's like super basic, but for new traders, just to help people out, that's stuff that you can look forward to. It bounced off this area of support that I already had marked. I came in here already. It was already marked, guys. These previous highs. So now this is a level of support to be thinking about. All right. So it bounced right off of there. Right. Look at this, even this candle. Right. Wick down here and then pulled up. So this is something that you guys can definitely think about. And that's what this one did. This actually went up, came down, um, came all the way up here, opened. I remember when this candle opened. I was looking at it, I think on the woman. It came down, boop, and shot up. So same thing with this one. Came down, boop, shot up, and then sold off right here. I was literally watching it live when this was going on a 15 and 5 minute chart. So on Friday. And now, look what it's doing. Popped up decent off this level of support. So if you would have opened, I think it opened right around here. It was like 809 already up 30 points. I could have made it quick. Depending on your contract size, could have made it quick $100, quick three, 400. Shit, and you go all out, couple thousand. I know people trade 15-second charts. I don't do that, but that's what you're looking into. So yeah, man. I'm doing this more often. Uh Try to do it pretty consistently. Obviously, I'm gonna do it on Sundays every week. I'm doing live trading too, in the mornings. Uh right now I'm injured from work. So my Achilles is torn and I'm healing, recovering from surgery. So I'll be working from home soon. So I'll be able to do this before I start work and do live trading. I trade primarily the New York session, sometimes the afternoon if I can't find myself in the New York session. And I've been doing some test trades with limits in the overnight session when I see something I like. But yeah. Um, I'm gonna do more specific charting. I'm just kind of giving you guys a basis of how I'm looking at the market, how I'm structuring stuff, and you know, so people can, just kind of get comfortable looking at the chart, seeing how I mark my levels, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. What I'm gonna do too is right now I'm probably just gonna upload this to YouTube. I'm definitely gonna be putting this clips here, obviously on Instagram, Facebook. Put my stuff at the bottom, so people can, follow me on those platforms. Because I'm definitely posting multiple times a week, so people can see how I trade. And you're gonna see me win and lose. Like I want to show the real thing. I don't want to just show my wins because it's just not real. You're going to lose in the market, for sure. So let me hold on. Let me see something. I want to. I think it's here. Is it here? No. Yeah, I'm grade that out. Um, but yeah. I'm going to definitely show you all of this pretty consistent. So right now, I have a 68% win rate. I show you my profit loss is 1168. Profit at 1.45 shows you my average loss is higher because I took basically two trades that were super good And then I took so many of those trades that led up to bad losses. As you guys showed you guys earlier on the left hand side. So this is from July 18th to August 17th. So it's about a month worth of data. You can see how I trade. My best winning day percentage of total profits is 171.46. So it shows you this is my best day right here. Least profit day was 866. But I had like two or three back to back bad days. So I think another day I might have lost like seven something, another day like six something, five something. So average trade duration is 25 minutes. Um, total number of lots traded was 84. So I'm gonna give you the real deal. You're gonna know that I ain't cat. You're gonna see certain things. Yeah. Let me see. Last week. Yeah, I haven't traded anything. So we're gonna see here. Let me see when it's still going up. Ooh. If this breaks right here though, it's pretty nice. But see, he's traded into these lows where it closed. So you gotta be careful. If you caught it when it first opened, but it may consolidate right in the zone. You might play right up in here from this high, this swing high, or this swing high, and this swing low. You might see that too. Or like I said, it might come up in here, this side to side stuff right here. See that? So just be careful, figure that out. That's why I like to see what the highs and lows of the previous night, because this might very well hit this level, and then by the time the market open, it drops, right? Or it may drop during the night, hit this level, trade up into these, and then by the time the market open, it pushes up, right? So I don't try to guess. I try to actually know what's going on in the market by consistent practice, being disciplined in my approach. You know what I mean? So see, it's trying to break this level. Um, volume's gonna be low. Sunday, market just open. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna end it here. Again, my name is Real Wealth. I don't know if I introduced myself with my name, but go by Real Wealth. Real. Yeah, look at that. It's pushing. It's trying to push. If it breaks this, I like TPs up in here in this range. To be safe, we even potentially use this wick right here. That's a potential uh take profit. If it bounces off of this, like I said, it can play in here. It may come back here and test this low on Friday. So, but yeah, I'm not taking any trades right now. Like I said, on trade Sundays. But yeah, we'll see. I'm out.